Dobro, dođi neko malo.
Ćemo pustiti da pridemo.
Da. Ne znam, ja se ne znam da pridem.
Kad smo da pride bolje, nisam vidio tebe.
Nisam špili na brinti. Sve nabar.
Tu se razumijeva, ne?
On je u kuhinji, nego pošao. A Boj je rekao da pre.
Je. Što se kad uzme nisam vidio.
Haribol, to je ugasnilo.
Da.
Stej.
Da te reši.
Ne rešim. Rešio si.
Ne ti špili.
Ne.
Rešio si ga. Neko su ljudi, kaj džogi da... Špili, malo bliži tebe. Džogi pojavio sam. Vishnu padaya Krishna prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu padaya Krishna prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Vrinda. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Gora Premanande! Gora Premanande! Drage bakte, dragi gostje, Dobrodošli na nedeljskem srečanju v skupnosti za zavest Krišne. Hvala glasbeni zasedbi za lep kirtan, ki ga je vodil na harmoniju Harinam Ruči Prabhu, na mridangi ga je spremljal Mahatmananda Prabhu, Jagat Prasu Prabhu pa je spremljal kirtan na flauti. In hvala vam, zbrano občinstvo, za sodelovanje. Res smo skupaj stvarili prijetno in izpolnjujoče vzdušje za dušo, prava milost, tako da z vsem srcem na glas. Gaura Prahladanande, Hari Harivo. Dobrodošli še enkrat. Danes imamo predavanje njegove svetosti Prahladananda Swami Maharaja za naslovom Praktični koraki za pridobitev Krišnove milosti. Maharaja vabimo že na Vyasasan, da se pripravi. Vam pa lahko povem, da po predavanju Maharaja sledi tudi ples in petje pred božanstvi, Gaura Arati. Potem po Gaura Aratu pa seveda sledijo kratka obvestila in po obvestilih prečudovit okus oziroma prasadam. Danes je prasadam sponzoriran. Sponzoriran je pa se strani učencev njegove svetosti Prahladananda Swami Maharaja. Mogoče ni skrivnost, nekateri že veste, včeraj smo praznovali njegovo Vyasa Pujo, tako da en velik Hare Krišna tudi za Maharaja z vaše strani. Hare Krišna, Hare Krišna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaura Prahladanande, najlepša hvala za sodelovanje. Maharaja vsi poznate, njegovo svetost, morda še par stvari, da povemo v angleščini, potem pa lahko začnemo z uvodnim bhajanom in predavanjem. So, dear guests, dear devotees, welcome to our Sunday program. Today the lecture will be held by His Holiness Prahladananda Swami Maharaj with the title Practical Steps to Obtain Krishna's Grace. Warmly welcome to listen to lecture, then later will be dance and singing in front of the deities, Gaura Arati. After Gaura Arati some announcement, and after announcement delicious prasadam, today sponsored by the disciples of His Holiness Prahladananda Swami Maharaj. Maharaj? Gaura Prahladananda, Hari Harivo, thank you.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prakarine Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Haskatyare Tatarine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prakarine Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Haskatyare Tatarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Prabhakacharya Asadhara Satushi Shriman His Divine Grace Shalasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Haribol Slava Zabrani Bhakta Slava Shri Guru Shri Gaurangi Om Agana Timarandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chaksur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Kadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Agana Raganatam Vidham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Vijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakan Zitam Sha Hey Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabandha Jagatpate Shagopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishubhanusute Devi Pranamami Hri Priye Vanchakapa Tribhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevascha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Pranityananda Shadwaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I'm going to read from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 18, renunciation, perfection of renunciation, text number 57. Chaitasa sarva karamani maya sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogam upashitya machita sadatam bhava. You got it. Okay. We'll repeat it again. Chaitasa sarva karamani maya sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogam upashitya machita sadatam bhava. Chaitasa sarva karmani vaisanyasya matpraha buddhi yogam upashitya machita sadatam bhava. Ladies? Chaitasa sarva karmani Mai Sanyasya Matparaha Puriyogam Upashitya Vachita Sadatam Bhava Chaitasa by intelligence Sarva Karmani all kinds of activities Mai unto me Sanyasya giving up Matparaha under my protection Buddhi Yogam devotional activities Upashitya taking shelter of Machitaha in consciousness of me Sadatam 24 hours a day Bhava just become. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. Please repeat. In all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. Srila Prabhupada's purport. When one acts in Krishna consciousness, he does not act as the master of the world. Just like a servant, one should act fully under the direction of the Supreme Lord. A servant has no individual independence. He acts only on the order of the master. A servant acting on behalf of the Supreme Master is unaffected by profit and loss. He simply discharges his duty faithfully in terms of the order of the Lord. Now one may argue that Arjuna was acting under the personal direction of Krishna. When Krishna is not present, how should one act? If one acts according to the direction of Krishna in this book, as well as under the guidance of the representative of Krishna, then the result will be the same. The Sanskrit word matparaha is very important in this verse. It indicates that one has no goal in life save and except acting in Krishna consciousness just to satisfy Krishna. And while working that way, one should think of Krishna only. I've been appointed to discharge this particular duty by Krishna. While acting in such a way, one naturally has to think of Krishna. This is perfect Krishna consciousness. One should, however, note that after doing something whimsically, he should not offer the result to the Supreme Lord. That sort of duty is not in the devotional service of Krishna consciousness. One should act according to the order of Krishna. This is a very important point. That order of Krishna comes through disciple succession from the bona fide spiritual master. Therefore, the spiritual master's order should be taken as the prime duty of life. If one gets a bona fide spiritual master and acts according to his direction, then one's perfection in life in Krishna consciousness is guaranteed. So the verse again, Chaitasa sarva karmani. You can repeat it later, but I'll just. Chaitasa sarva karmani maya sanyasya matparaha puriyogam upashitya machita sadatam bhava. In all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. Namo Vishnu Praya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswatam Deve Gauravani Vacharane Nirvishesha Shinivadi Paskadyade Sadharmana. The Krishna consciousness is the development of faith, but based upon experience. Not blind faith, but faith based upon practical activities. In other words, at the current time, when one is under the influence of the material nature, and we can tell if we're under the influence of the material nature, because we can ask ourselves, who or what do I identify myself with? And if we have any identification with this gross or subtle material body, that means that we're under the spell of misidentifying ourselves with the material nature. Or as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, that whatever body we may identify with now, it's only temporary and it will change. But the person who's identifying himself or herself with some particular body is not changing. So with the eternal soul within the body having a material experience, we're not a body having a spiritual experience. Now, the question is, if the soul is eternal and the soul wants to become aware of how to become happy as possible, because even within this material experience, that's the main question everyone is asking. How can I become as happy as possible for as long as possible? And everyone is giving their advice, how to become as happy as possible for as long as possible. Sometimes people say, like when distributing books, if you stop someone and say, I stopped you because you look very spiritual. And then you ask them, what do you do? And they say, I play tennis. I knew you were spiritual. So people have so many ideas what spiritual is. And the question is, if tennis is spiritual, that should mean that, from our definition, you could play it forever in the same body. But that's not possible. Although, for people, they get some enjoyment from it, and they consider enjoyment is something spiritual. It raises the spiritual, it enlivens the spirit, and therefore it's spiritual. So that might be true, but it's not absolutely spiritual. So here Krishna gives the formula at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, one of the formulas by which we can become conscious of Krishna. Because, at least theoretically, based upon the fact that we're not this body, and that we're spiritual, and that we theoretically accept that, for instance, each one of us had a father and mother, and their father and mother had a father and mother, etc., and we accept the fact that the original father and mother must have been a person also, like we are, but if the original father and mother must have had all the qualities that we have, but in full. That the source of everything must have all the qualities that it produces. So the original father and mother, theoretically we can accept, must have unlimited beauty, unlimited knowledge, unlimited wealth, unlimited fame, unlimited renunciation, and unlimited strength. Now we don't, unless we become fully conscious of Krishna, we don't know that as an experience, we know that as a theory. But it's better than the theory where they say that if you trace your ancestry back, that you'll find out, as I said before, turning the pages of your family book, eventually you see your great-great-grandfather was a general in the Slovenian army, or something like that. And you turn the page, and then eventually you get to someone sitting on a branch of a tree full of hair, and that's great-grandfather Harry, with a really strange smile on its face. Kind of reminds you of your brother. And his wife is next to him, great-great-great-great-great-grandmother Lucy. She's kind of strange too, full of hair, covered with hair, hanging on another tree. And as you turn the page, you come to this picture of a black sheep. And finally you come to realize who the family is always talking about, the black sheep in the family. And as you turn the page, you get to a rock. Before that, you get to a mouse. And that's great-great-great-great-grandfather Squeaky. And practically the last page, before the last page is a rock. And underneath the caption it says, the most solid member of your family. Solid as a rock. And the last page has nothing on it, because that's where everything comes from, according to their theory, from nothing. It's so-and-so, and his name is called Void. And everyone worships him because they feel sorry for him. In any case, that's one alternative, that we all come from practically nothing. And that's why most people are practically good for nothing. And certainly our original member of our family was good for nothing because he was nothing. The other alternative is that we're persons, and that the original person is also a person. The original source of everything is a person. That's why we happen to be persons. Individual personalities, we could say. Now, we don't know, or at least we can know theoretically if we read Bhagavad Gita or other such literatures, who that original person is, but as far as having direct experience with him, like we could meet our father and mother, or even our grandparents sometimes, but to meet the original father and mother, that's not so easy. Although we may hear about Krishna having a peacock feather, and he herds cows, but that may not be within our direct experience. But Krishna consciousness is meant to help us become directly experienced in Krishna consciousness. So how to do that? So that's what this explains about here. It says that the reason why we're in this body is because we were arrested by the illusory energy. In other words, to put it politely, we're all thieves. And therefore, because we're trying to steal from God, therefore we're all arrested and put into a jail. And that jail, we paste pictures of it on Facebook and get likes for it. Who has the nicest jail? And everyone has thumbs up. So this body is a jail, and we're the prisoners in the jail. Because basically we're trying to claim that God's property belongs to us. Or at least we're trying to steal from God. And Maya, Krishna Bahir Mukha Bhogavan Chetare, Nikatasta Tari Japatiyadare. That Maya, as soon as she sees that we have an interest in stealing from Krishna, then Krishna puts us into the material concept of life. Maya puts us into that concept. So the first step here is to acknowledge, that's our sambandha, that there is a God, and it's not us. Sorry for the bad news. I know no one came here they wanted to have a thumbs up class, but we gave the worst part of it is that, the best part is that there's a God, the worst part is it's not us. That's why most people would not like to come and hear this, because it would be offensive to them. So if we acknowledge that there is a God and it's not us, and that He's the proprietor of everything, then we have a struggle to acknowledge that we should utilize everything for Him. It's like, for instance, if you were a chauffeur of a rich man and he gave you a car to ride in, and you decided that you'd take a vacation with it without telling him, and you drive your car to say Croatia, and he wonders, where did my car go? And you call him up and say, it's in Croatia, it's a really good car, thanks a lot. He'd probably call the police and have you arrested for stealing his car. So similarly, this is a car that we're in. It's called a yantra. And the driver is Krishna, and we're the passenger. But we've told Krishna to drive the car to some places that he doesn't want to go. And therefore we're in trouble. Now, the first thing is we acknowledge that it belongs to him. Then we have to utilize our energies according to his instructions. At least use this body and the things in relation with the body according to what would actually bring us out of material consciousness, out of this delusional consciousness that we're this body, rather than act in such a way as to put us more and more into the material concepts of life. So that's called karma yoga. Prabhupada says for the devotees in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, that when one knows that actually the goal of life is Krishna, but one is addicted to the fruits of his work, then he's said to be acting in karma yoga. So that's the first stage we're supposed to act on, karma yoga. That's part of our ashram system, that generally speaking, when one is a beginning devotee, he chants Hare Krišna, and he hopes that Krishna will help him in two ways. At the beginning, to take care of all the problems he has, all the distress we're under, give me what I need, and take care of my enemies. Enemies meaning not only persons, but also our diseases. They're also our enemies, our debts, people who are harassing us, the living entities. So we hope Krishna will take care of those things. And we chant Hare Krišna, we perform devotional service. And if our miseries are taken care of, our problems are taken care of, we think it's working. The process is working because I'm getting what I need. So that's called karma yoga. And if we don't get what I need, then we go back to our mother, because maybe she'll give us what we need. It's like Prabhupada gives the example of the communists. This is actually in China, that when the Chinese communists took over the villages, they asked the villages, what do you need? And they said, we need bread. So the Chinese communists went and told the villages, go to your temple and pray to your God, especially the Catholics or the Buddhists. Go to your temple and pray to your God for bread. So all the Buddhists and the Catholics, they went to their temples and they prayed, dear Lord Buddha, dear Lord Jesus Christ, please give us our daily bread. And then they came back to the communists, and the communists asked them, did you get any bread? They said, no. No bread, my dear communist friends. So then they said, pray to us. They said, dear communist friends, give us our daily bread. And then the communists came with truckloads of bread and distributed it to all the peasants. And then the communists asked the peasants, so who's better? Your God is better or we're better? And they said, oh, dear communist friends, you're better because you're giving us our daily bread. And Prabhupada said, if I was there, I would have said, my dear communist friends, you're all rascals, because after all, where did you get the bread from? So that's called karma yoga. We're praying to God to give us what we think we need, including our daily bread. They think God is a person, he has a bakery in the spiritual sky. And usually he's giving whole wheat bread, but sometimes when he runs out, we get white bread. So that's one conception of God. Now the next stage, Prabhupada mentions that when we actually start inquiring, what does Krishna really want us to do with his body and our mind and our words, then we have to take consultation with his representatives, namely Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Shastra means that Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years ago to tell Arjuna what he wanted him to do and how he wanted him to do it. Because there's two aspects. There's what we're doing and the mood and the consciousness that we do things in. So this is what's explained in Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna's representative are simply those who are repeating what Krishna said 5,000 years ago, without adding anything, without taking anything away. So that's called Krishna's representative. And when we hear Krishna's book, if we have a representative such as Srila Prabhupada, or those who are trying to represent Prabhupada to the best of their ability, and explain to us what the book means and how to apply the book in our practical life at that time, then the result is as good as hearing from Krishna 5,000 years ago. Now that's called Jnana Yoga. That's called real knowledge. That not only we accept that everything belongs to Krishna, but we're willing to find out what Krishna wants us to do with his energy. Now, we don't necessarily know by full experience that the words of Bhagavad Gita and Krishna are non-different, or that the words of an actual representative of Krishna who is explaining Bhagavad Gita actually makes any difference to Krishna. In other words, it may be true that the words of Krishna and Krishna are non-different. These are actually Krishna's words that he spoke 5,000 years ago to Arjuna. But then faith in his representative is a different thing. In other words, if the representative said, chant Hare Krishna, or worship the deities, or hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, we may not know this is what actually Krishna wants us to do, but if we try it out, then the result is that we'll get some experience. And if we actually have a different experience, if we realize more closely, because we realize more fully that we're not this body, and our minds become more peaceful, we realize the mind is not ourselves, and we don't have to listen to it all the time. Then it gives us some practical experience that this is working at least to help us become more conscious of Krishna and more conscious of our identity, our existence as a soul. So that's called knowledge. Knowledge is not, according to Bhagavad Gita, who's going to win the next horse race, or how to put two atoms together to cause an explosion and kill everyone in the room here. Or how to live in this body more comfortably for more years. These are all the kind of knowledge, but they're not the knowledge that the Bhagavad Gita deals with. The Bhagavad Gita deals with knowledge of helping us realize we're eternal. If we woke up one day in the morning and we realized we were going to live for an extra 100 years, wouldn't we be happy? Someone gave us some pill yesterday. It was called the 100-year pill. And we took it and we woke up and we looked 50 years younger. Of course, if you were 30 years old, it wouldn't be very good, but considering you took the pill, 100-year pill, and even whatever age you are, in 50 years, you still look the same age, or a little younger. You went back, you look 20 years old, and even in 50 years from then, you still look 20 years old. Wouldn't that be nice? And what happens if you had a pill that gave you 1,000 years extra? How much would you pay for that? What about a pill that gave you became the same age forever? You looked around 16 years old forever. Wouldn't that be nice? So, if you hear it only costs 10 euros, it's called the Bhagavad Gita. It's pretty cheap. But there's a formula in the Bhagavad Gita, and we have to follow the formula. It's not an automatic thing just by purchasing the book. But if you get the book, you make a lot of advancement towards that ever youthful body and mind and consciousness. So that's called jnana, knowledge, real knowledge. And then here at the end, Prabhupada says that matparaha is used in many times in the Bhagavad Gita. It means that one should have no goal in life save and accept to act in Krishna consciousness just to satisfy Krishna. And while working in such a way, one should think of Krishna only. I've been appointed to discharge this particular duty by Krishna, and the most important part is, the ending part is, I'm doing it just to please him. So, if we become aware that we're eternal and that there's an ever blissful, loving person who's with us, and we have an eternal relationship with him, an ever loving, ever growing, more loving and affectionate relationship with him, and he's our best friend, he's our best well-wisher, and he has nothing he wants from us except for loving exchanges. That's called Matparaha. And if we accept that all we do is have to try to love him. We don't have to do anything, he doesn't need anything from us except for a little bit of appreciation, a little bit of feeling, positive feeling towards him, called priti, called affection, or at least try to do something nice for him, to try to show him that we're wanting to please him. And then the result is that we'll think about him. We'll actually become thinking about him. Doesn't mean that suddenly we're going to see Krishna in our heart with a flute in his original form in Goloka Vrindavan. But we'll remember him, such as in these pictures here, or in the deities, or maybe in our imagination, etc., etc. We'll become, remember, and then we can see the difference in our experience. In other words, if the sun comes up, although the sun may be far away, still we can experience some heat and light from the sun. So if in our consciousness Krishna appears, then we'll be able to experience something different from when he's not there. And that's called the difference between Krishna consciousness and material consciousness. So, but in order to actually put Krishna within our memory, his form, his qualities, his activities, this is the process. Stop trying to take things away from Krishna. Stop trying to claim that this world belongs to us rather than to Krishna, because as long as we claim that the world belongs to Krishna, Maya will not stop imprisoning us in material conceptions of life. And then be willing to show our sincerity by utilizing Krishna's energies in his mission. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Krishna, he's come and he's given us a mission to read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, try to understand it, and then as much as we can, try to explain it to others. So if we're engaged in that mission, then the result is that Maya actually gives us, Krishna personally, gives us intelligence by which we're able to understand things more clearly. We're able to see in our daily lives, in a practical way, what Bhagavad Gita is talking about. And then when we accept that the loving relationship, the ultimate one I'm looking for, is with Krishna, and we try to act like that, and Krishna reveals himself to us, and we experience that Krishna consciousness, which means become aware of Krishna to different degrees, then the result is that we see the difference between our awareness and our happiness, which is happier state of mind, trying to become something we can never become, this body and things in relation to the body, or being conscious of Krishna. And then we have to judge that for ourselves, just like it says that when you eat a meal, bhakti pareshanu vyaktir anyatra trika eka kala prabhadamanasya tashnatastu tushti pushti shudapaya nugasam. When we eat a meal, then no one has to explain to us whether or not we ate the meal. We generally don't give certificates out after prasadam so that you can come back to your home and prove to people that you ate prasadam that day. No, generally when we eat prasadam, then three things are experienced. Namely, one, the alleviation of hunger, if it's good prasadam, and growing satisfaction, and growing strength. Similarly, by properly performing devotional service in the mood that this belongs to Krishna, and I'm using it in His service to please Him, and I'm becoming more and more conscious of Him, then we should experience growing appreciation for Krishna and everyone and everything in relationship to Him. At the same time, we should experience some awareness of how everyone and everything is related to Krishna. And finally, we should feel some detachment for those things which draw our mind away from Krishna. So that's called Krishna consciousness. That's the process. And if we follow this process, that's what we should experience. And if we don't experience it, we're still eternal, and we haven't lost anything because we have the rest of eternity to try to enjoy the material energy. No one will stop you from doing that. There are 8,400,000 species of life to try to enjoy, and that's open to everyone, forever. But if you want to try out this one lifetime, or for part of it, what it would be like to become conscious of Krishna, that's also open, and that's why Srila Prabhupada translated Bhagavad Gita, and it's translated in so many languages, so we can take advantage of it and try out Krishna consciousness. Try it for a day, or if you have here, you can try it for a week. Become a monk or a monkess for a week. And if we don't give you your money back if it doesn't work. But it only cost 10 euros, the Bhagavad Gita, so it wasn't a big investment. So I'll stop there. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for the lecture. You mentioned towards the beginning that our experience is that we are persons and our parents are persons and so on and so forth. So the original mother and father must also be persons, and they must possess all the qualities.
Right.
But our experience is not that the parents possess all the qualities the children have. Like, for example, I don't know, Mozart, he was really talented in music. It nowhere appears that his parents had that quality. So why does the inference says that the original person must possess all the qualities? So where's the logical thought? I would like to understand.
Well, let's put it this way. Just like a fire, a big fire, bonfire, has a lot of little sparks coming out of it.
Yes.
So the big bonfire has all the heat and light that all the little sparks have.
Yes.
So in that sense, now we don't know who the original father is or how they expand. Just like you may have 5 children in the family, right? And they're all persons at least. None of this. So you have 1 father and 1 mother and 5 children, and they're all persons. So that idea of personality at least is there.
Yes, the personality idea I understood. The part with the qualities that the parents must possess.
Sometimes Mozart, the parents may apparently not have all the qualities that the children have. The children may manifest, but then when you look back in their ancestry, you'll probably find out that a lot of the children, a lot of the parents, they came from a family whose great-grandfathers or grandfathers had some of those qualities that were not manifested in the parents, but are manifested in the children. It's called genetics. So the children are not manifesting, innate qualities. I'm not talking about what they learn, but innate qualities. They're really usually manifesting genetic qualities that are found in some ancestry that may be dormant in one generation but manifest themselves in another generation. So in that sense, we say that the original father, everyone is part of their family, generated from them, he has all the genetics that all the children have. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you very much.
Anything else? Okay, we're actually going to end it. Okay.
Just a short thing. First of all, I would like to thank you for your witty explanation. what our real origin is. It's actually nothing, a void. But I would like to find out, because you said that in our body we are imprisoned, we are in prison.
Right.
And you said that because we are attached to the body and to the material world.
Right.
But devotees are not attached to the material world if they are pure devotees.
Right.
So does that mean that we are not in prison in the body, even though we are in the body?
Well, it'd be nice to become a pure devotee first.
I'm talking about pure devotees.
Yeah, well...
How are they considered?
Well, they're not considered to be part of the material world.
Mm-hmm. But
And
they
actually,
are in the body.
They're in the body, but they're not of the body.
Uh-huh.
They're just like if you have a coconut. Now the coconut, have you ever seen a coconut which, you shake it and you can't hear anything?
Yeah.
But then after some time, the middle of the coconut gets ripe and it falls out, and you shake it and you can hear so they're like there, but they're not part of the material world. Mm-hmm. They're transcendental. Yeah. They're aware of what's going on, but they're not identifying with what's going on. Just like a hum car. Now you ride in a car and you're so much attached to thinking you're the car that when another car hits you, you jump out of the car and say that you've hit me. But then the person says, calm down, I didn't hit you, I hit your car. But because they're so identified with the car, they think a hum car, I am the car.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande.
Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita. Shri Panchatattva Bhagavana ki, Shri Gauranita ki, Gaura Premanande. Vabljeni na ples in petje pred božanstvi v njihovo zadovoljstvo. Gora Arati.
Ki bhajaya jaya Gaura Chanda Jaya मा आदिदेव गाने हरि अजी कोरी चमरा दुलाया संजय मुकुंद वसु गोसादी गाया शंखा बजे घंट बजे बजे करताला मधुरा मृदंग बजे परम रसाला शंख बजे घंट बजे मधुर 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 बजे शंख बजे घंट बजे मधुर 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 बजे मधुर 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 बजे मधुर 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 बजे कति चंद्र जिनी वदन Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine
Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami
Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheta Sunyavadi Vasyachare Satarine
Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gauravata Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gauravata Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Jai Vishnupad Paramahangsa Prabhadakacharya Asadhara Siddhushi Shiman His Divine Grace Shalasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Samstabhakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Vishnupad Paramahangsa Prabhadakacharya Asadhara Siddhushi Shiman His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anantya Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Bhadragana Shri Jeev Gopala Dasragana Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Premjiko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Pranityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakun, Radhakun, Giri Govindam Ki Jai, Matharadam Ki Jai, Vrindavandam Ki Jai, Mayapurdam Ki Jai, Navadvipdam Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dam Ki Jai, Ayodhya Dam Ki Jai, ISKCON Ljubljana Ki Jai, Gangamai Ki Jai, Jamunamai Ki Jai, Srimati Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Shri Panchatattva Ki Jai, Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande Haribo, Slava Zabrani Bhaktam, Slava Zabrani Bhaktam, Slava Zabrani Bhaktam, Slava Shri Guru, Ishi Garangi. Namaste Narasimhaya, Prahladananda Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha Shiladam Kanakalaye Ito Nishingha Parato Nishingo Yato Yato Yamitato Nishingha Ahir Nishingo Ridaye Nishingo Ashring Amadim Sharanam Prapaye Tavaka Kamala Varenakam Adbhuta Shrinam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Kanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narirupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Nrsingadev, Jaya Nrsingadev, Nrsingadev, Jaya Nrsingadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Lakshmi Nrsinga Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Gaur Premanande Haribol.
Gaura Premanande. Hvala vam za ta res čudovit, ekstatičen kirtan. Vodila ga je Arya Charita Mataji, potem pa seveda molitev za gospoda Nrsingadeva iz ust njegove svetosti Prahladananda Swami Maharaja. Sledi še zaključni del našega druženja nedeljskega. Kakor vemo, sledi prasadam, pred prasadamom par obvestil oziroma novic, navodil. Seveda se vam zahvaljujemo, da ste prišli in ob tem vas tudi lepo prosimo za to, da nismo preglasni na ulici pred templom po zaključku programa, predvsem po zaključku programa Plus, in da se držimo reda pri parkiranju na ulici pred in okoli templja naše skupnosti za zavest Krišne. Prihaja dogodek poletja, in sicer 25. Eko karavana Slovenija, Padajatrija 2026. Več novic sledi v kratkem, vsekakor pa bo v začetku meseca junija in potem bo trajala nekje do druge polovice. Na obisk tudi pride njegova svetost Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj v začetku meseca junija. Vsa ostala obvestila lahko vidite na oglasni deski v pritličju sosednje stavbe pred recepcijo in tempeljsko trgovino, zato si vzemite čas, pogledajte in morda si naredite čas oziroma si vzemete čas za te čudovite dogodke v naši skupnosti. Seveda ste vabljeni v službo za pomoč pri čiščenju tempeljske dvorane in tudi v službo za pomoč pri pomivanju posode. Lahko se javite pri Šri Kamala Mataji? Kamala Manjari Mataji se javi, da vas popelje v čudovit svet Seve za Šipanča Tatvo. Potem pa tudi vsi novi gostje se lahko javite pri Sonja Datri Mataji. Zdi se mi, da ste kar stari znanci. So, do we have any new guests today? Maybe no, all old members of Šri Panča Tatva, the real associates of Šri Panča Tatva, pravi državniki Šri Panča Tatve. Kakor sem rekel, današnja vegetarijanska pojedina je sponzorirana. Prasadam bomo stregli v šotoru na dvorišču, prosim, da naredite eno vrsto. Prednost imajo otroci do 7 let, družine z otroci in starejši. Danes tudi, seveda, tako kot vsakič v nedeljo, zimzeleni transcendentalen program Plus z Lalita Govindo Prabhujom ob 7 uri zvečer, tako da vabljeni ste, ostanite z nami, pridružite se res evergreen bhajanom strani Lalita Govinde Prabhuja. Bhajani so še boljši kot sladoled, tako da če ste probali sladoled, pridite še na bhajane, da boste uživali. Kaj naj še rečem? Vabljeni ste, da z nami preživite preostanek programa. Želim vam prijetno nedeljo in prijetno še naprej. So just shortly announcement in English. Yes, there will be a program Plus after the prasadam at 7 o'clock with Lalit Govinda Prabhu. And his bhajans are better than his ice cream. So please welcome warmly and enjoy this transcendental mellows and good feeling. So this will be all. Thank you for coming and stay in the mood of Gaura Premanande. Shri Panča Tatva Bhagavana ki, Shri Gaura Nitai ki. In še molitev pred prasadamom, da prej ali Seveda, ja. Seveda današnja prasada, today's prasadam is sponsored. So, from the students of His Holiness Prahladananda Swami Maharaj. So pravi, današnji prasadam je sponzoriran. Disciples, yes, disciples. We want to be disciplined, so we're disciples. We don't want to study, because there will be students. We want to be disciples. Thank you. Ja, tako da vabljeni na prasadam, še molitev pred prasadamom, vsi zbrani. Sharira vidya jodentriya tahekal jive plevisha sagore taramade jivati loba moy sudurmati takachati na sansare Krishna baradoya moy kori bare jiva joy svaprasata nadilabai senamrita pao Radha Krishna gunagao preme da goše čitanje taj Shri Panchatattva Mahaprasadam ki jai Shyam. Če se sem gledal Marija Radovniča, Pitarja, to sem ja rekel.
Ja, še te moramo vedeti.
Ja sem vedela, že koliko še to že povedala. Jo, prav, res,
Zdaj pa live, tudi tako. Zdaj pa super. Ful bolj se počutim, sem čisto mi malo zlata, glih. Rabo sem. Malo zlata, ne preveč.
To imaš donacijo.
Ne dam diabetes dumo, ampak. Sorry,